Happy Earth Day 50. I'm Kathy Wagner Hill, Director of the Johns Hopkins Center for Advanced Governmental Studies, and this lightning talk is From Rachel to Greta, Environmentalism's Origins and Impacts. The more clearly we can focus our attention on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, the less taste we shall have for its destruction. With those words, Rachel Carson, who earned her master's in marine biology from Hopkins, sparked the modern environmental movement. In her 1962 book, Silent Spring, she brought worldwide attention to the perils of pesticides for our planet. Despite vicious attacks from industry, her work held up, and in 1972, the Nixon administration banned the use of DDT in the U.S. Fast forward to 2018, when Swedish teenager Greta Thunberg began her school strike for the climate movement, catalyzing a new surge of global environmental activism fueled by social media. In the 50 years between the work of these environmental revolutionaries, though the topics and tools have changed, the need for action has only grown, leaving broad agreement with Greta that yes, hope comes from action. The first Earth Day, along with Silent Spring, is credited with launching the modern environmental movement and reflects the dual origins of environmentalism in both science and grassroots efforts. Dennis Hayes dropped out of Harvard Law to organize the first Earth Day as an outgrowth of work he did with Senator Gaylord Nelson, organizing teach-ins and trash cleanups and such across the country. Citizens wanted action, and the federal government responded. More regulatory laws passed between 68 and 79 in the previous 179 years of the nation. The three takeaways from environmentalism are: laws matter, especially in the U.S., but also internationally. What we know from the previous 50 years is that laws do mean protection that otherwise doesn't happen. Second, science matters. The idea that science and technology can solve or reduce environmental problems dates to the progressive era of Teddy Roosevelt and takes us to that tension between preservation and conservation. But what we know is that science and technology can advance environmental protection. Third, citizens matter. Citizen protests and lobbying continue to push all governments at all levels to act. The 1970s were primarily top-down federal legislating. By the 1990s, Earth Day went global. Now in the U.S., state and local actions drive climate policy and other matters. Truly, the 1970s mantra, think globally, act locally, is playing out 50 years later. Greta declares that we can't just continue living as if there was no tomorrow, because there is a tomorrow. And the Greta effect is driving increased activism. Her UN address went viral, and she became Time Magazine's 2019 Person of the Year. Rachel was right. We have to focus on the wonders and realities of the universe about us, and we must live for tomorrow, because 50 years later, Greta's also right. Hope comes from action.